All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Running a few minutes late. Apologies. Checking out the chat. I see some people saying, "Can we move on to football? I'm sick of baseball." Well, you must not be paying attention this week. You shouldn't be sick of baseball because if you've heard the callers, there's people who've made thousands and thousands of dollars this week because we've gotten damn near every game right this week for baseball. And even though a lot of games were tight yesterday, the ones that looked good, they came through again. So, um, let's review a little bit, and then I got some news for you guys. You might not like it, but I hope you can appreciate it, and it is about transitioning to football. So, Giants and Cubs was awfully tight. Again, I said I would lay off this game, but it was hard to imagine Hendricks not getting to 9-9 because, again, that's a big number there. Wrigley 99, Illinois 99, Cubs 9. Some of you might have taken that, just like how Samardzija came into the game 9-9. The fear was that the Giants could pick up their 35th win because Chicago's 35, but we saw if they lost, they'd go into the Athletics series perfect on 65 losses. Oakland Athletics 65, 34 away wins, Athletics 34. The Orioles had a narrative to beat the Rays yesterday, but like I said, we've taken the Orioles 2 days in a row, one with both. To take them 3 days in a row seems a little bit greedy. Orioles don't go on many winning streaks. So that's what I was practicing yesterday. I'm saying we've had a good week. Thursday can be a funny day. So not surprised that the Orioles lost this, even though they had the date numerology on both sides. And neither of the starting pitchers got a decision, I see. The Nationals did beat the Pirates. Scherzer improved to 10-5, just like the pitcher the day before. Nationals 105, Pittsburgh Pirates 105. But the concern was that Scherzer could also get that 88th loss, and Pirates was 88, so I thought it was good to chill there. I did like the Mets yesterday, getting that 67th win. Cleveland Indians 67. Syndergaard improving to 9-6. I think we're discovering something about Cleveland in 96. 3 New York pitchers in a row improve to 9-6, and we talked about why that might be, how Cleveland has those strong Freemason connections, 96 big Freemason number. So can I remember that one? That might be something we can tuck away for other sports as well. 3 pitchers in a row improved to 9-6 versus the Indians out of New York. Braves beat the Marlins, giving them their 42nd loss on the 42 date numerology. The concern was that Soroka could fall to 10-3 because Marlins is 103. 103 is the 27th prime. Miami's 27. But the riddle was there for the Braves with the date numerology. I like the Cardinals to beat the Rockies yesterday. It lined up from multiple angles. Again, the caller who calls in who works real hard and makes a lot of interesting observations. If you notice, he talks at length, he's called in for months. Usually, even though he has all that information, I almost never think about any of it because it's just like too much and it's connecting to too many things that aren't really there. He thought the Rockies were going to win because it was synced up with the Super Bowl. I'm just thinking, how are we syncing up a Rockies and Cardinals game with the Super Bowl? All the typical variables we look at point to a Cardinals win. So again, don't overanalyze, don't overthink. More often than not, that's going to take you off the task. And notice what I've done in August. In August, I've stopped looking at so many different things. And I just went back to looking at, the team records, the date numerology, the pitcher records, and picking from the best of that group because that's what I've traditionally done. And that's how we started the year, and things were great. The reason I got into what you might call overanalyzing is because we got into that stretch of time where nothing was coming through. And I still don't know what to make of that. I'd never seen anything like that in all my time at Decoding Sports. Something got weird and funky during this baseball season, and a part of me does think it has something to do with the trolls and whoever they work for and trying to sabotage what we're doing, exposing how these games are rigged and taking advantage of it. So anyway, Astros beat the Orioles. No surprises there. The White Sox and the Rangers game, I'm going to have to pull up the notes. Can't remember even what I said about this game yesterday. What was it with the White Sox and the Rangers? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Gerardo for the Rangers had a record that looked good if he won. Obviously, that didn't happen. Hold on. We're getting a call. Caller?
Hey, so you were right, but I just want to add one thing. So it was still connected to the Super Bowl. During the game, the announcers had talked about, so a guy ran on the field. They counted the 7 security officers, 1, 2, 3 to 7. And during the game, they were also talking about the Rockies, like one of the sideline girls or something like that. She was wearing a jersey, number 88, Isaac Bruce, number 88. He was from The Greatest Show on Turf. They had talked about how the security guard who tackled the fan who ran on the field was a reference to the St. Louis Rams leaving the city.
So it was a football reference. Maybe not a Super Bowl reference, but a football reference.
Yeah, so it was like there was still some element of the Rams tied into the game. It's just that it wasn't in the result.
Okay.
But yeah, so like they do this, but you were right at the end of the day because it wasn't as strong of a connection. Like with the Rangers game, that made a little bit more sense because now the Rams.
So let's just go back. It's like yesterday I was showing you how everything lined up seemingly for the Cardinals, and then you said, well, what about the birthday? And I said, well, notice we stopped doing the birthday in August because it really hasn't been that helpful of a variable.
So. Yeah, it was definitely one that was a miss. Yesterday it was just like the Pirates had the shot at the 9-6 with the Trump connection, and it didn't work out. It ended up going with a more straightforward 10-5, like we had originally thought 2 days ago.
Right.
So a lot of things, they're going with the easier strategy, it seems. And so, yeah, you're right. It's like a little bit overanalyzing. And when you overanalyze it, it definitely then looks really good. But then the problem remains, well, there's still that really simple thing that is there on the board, and it's hard to go against that.
Sure.
But today, though, the Dodgers have this incredible alignment. So the Yankees, they're 60-49 on this date. They could fall to 60-50, like New York Yankees equals 65. And then the Paxton, he would fall to 9-7. He faces Seattle next. Mariners equals 97. He could improve to 10-7 in Seattle. Seattle equals 107. And Ryu, number 99, he's going for his 13th win of the season. 13 equals 99 and 117. Dodgers equals 117.
Okay.
So I'll let you get back to it. I just wanted to bring that one up. That seems like the best play of the day.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
See you. Okay. So anyway, the Rangers and White Sox game, it did look better for the Rangers yesterday, and that dropped. The White Sox became 2-2 versus the Rangers this year. Chicago White Sox is 79 the 22nd prime. That was the one riddle we saw for them. That's what played. The Athletics did sweep the Yankees. It was there. Again, Tanaka, I believe Tanaka became 9-7. Yep, Tanaka became 9-7. I mean, very consistent pattern with Oakland. Athletics 97, Oakland Athletics 97. He got his 41st career loss. Oakland 41. He's going to go into the Mariners game 9-7. Mariners 97. So that was all there. And there was a part of me that's like, man, can the Yankees really get swept? But they did. They got swept. And we saw it from the beginning. New York Yankees 74. New York Yankees 191, the 43rd prime. So... and then the Dodgers beat the Blue Jays to get to 85 wins. Toronto Blue Jays 85. Saw that from the beginning too. So that was baseball. Another good day of baseball. In the NFL, the preseason game that was making the most sense to me was that Panthers and Patriots game. We saw that the Panthers coach, Ron Rivera, could get his 16th preseason loss. Rivera could get his 16th preseason loss. I might have said playoffs a second ago. I meant preseason. But 16 made a lot of sense. Patriots equals 53. Carolina equals 53. That's the 16th prime number. Why you had 16 points in Super Bowl 53. So Rivera got his 16th loss. And then Belichick became 46-35. And Tom Brady equals 46-35. And Tom Brady got some action yesterday. So, and then I see this headline that Cam Newton got hurt. 4 for 6, huh? So, Mr. Invincible gets hurt in his preseason debut. The Eagles coach did fall to 8-7. Philadelphia Eagles 87 in the most pure cipher, but it was tricky because Baltimore Ravens was 96. We saw that Packers was 37, the 12th prime. Their coach could fall to 1-2. I think if the Jaguars coach had won, he would have been 9-11, like 1-1-9 in reverse, because Dolphins is 119. So that didn't happen. Guess he would have fallen to 8-12 then. 8-12. And the Falcons are now 0-4. You know what it is about that? Atlanta Falcons equals 40 in the most pure cipher. Their record in reverse. We were saying if they became 1-3, if you write out 13, it's 99 like Redskins. But you know what? Atlanta Falcons is 40 in reverse. And I remember if the Giants coach had lost, he would have been 7-8. New York 78. But anyway, still trying to figure out just how many of these preseason games are fixed the way we'd imagine. The Giants won with 25 points. Giants is 25. Look at these scores here a second time. Ravens 26 over the Eagles. Oakland's 22. They won with 22 points. 43 combined. Football 43. So anyway, what I wanted to say is for today for baseball, gonna keep it real short. I haven't taken a day off since March, so I mean, do the math on that. I've been working 7 days a week ever since. A lot of you guys have told me to take a day off. Hold on, we got a caller here. Caller?
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Doing well.
Hey, remember I called in to you yesterday about the Falcons game?
About the Falcons game, yes, you did.
Yes, and I told you how they haven't won a preseason game since September 1st, 2016. And you said you were saying that football was 11, and they got their 11th straight loss.
They actually got their 12th straight loss. I looked it up after you called me. Last week was 11 straight. This week was 12 straight. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I guess when they had it posted on ESPN yesterday, it was wrong.
Well, maybe what it said is they had lost 11 straight prior to the game. Because there was an article written last week after they lost about how they now lost 11 straight preseason games. So I looked that up right after you called me. So yesterday was 12 straight. Yep. They could be going for 14. They could be going for 14 straight. So.
I think they finished now because they only played 4 preseason games, right?
Well, they won't reach 14 this year, right? But they get, I think, I'm not sure because they play. So they have one extra one because they played the Hall of Fame game. So,
yeah.
So they might actually. I don't know if they'll play one next week or I'd have to look that up. I don't know if they'll end up playing 5 or they're just done at 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they might get to probably about 14, 15, and then they'll probably end up winning one next year or something.
Yeah, that would make sense. So yeah, good observation.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right, appreciate it, man.
No
All right, thanks. Okay. So, anyway, what I was going to say is I haven't taken a day off since March. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I won't really be taking days off, but I want to go, I'm almost done with my football analysis, but what I want to do is take time to actually look at it and try and put the pieces of the puzzle together to see if I can get us a good preseason pick for the Super Bowl, just like we did last year. Last year, just before the season began, we arrived at the conclusion that the most likely Super Bowl was Patriots and Rams. We knew it was the Patriots. We were looking for the NFC team. It was the Patriots year. That was a done deal. We were just like, who is the smartest team for them to play? By the time Aaron Donald ended his holdout after 99 days, it was looking like Patriots and Rams, and that's how some people won super huge because they put a future on Patriots over Rams, and that paid big. So I want to do the same thing this year. Futures can be the most lucrative. And anyway, I want to use this weekend to finish my packet that we're going to use all season. That's going to be a huge benefit. And I also just want to think about everything that I've decoded more to see if I can crack it again. So what I'm going to do for this weekend, starting today, is I'm going to do the simple analysis of baseball. I'm going to do the date numerology. I'm going to look at what stands out about the pictures on the surface. And then I'm going to leave it up to you this weekend to take it the extra distance. I will also, so each day I'll be posting the date numerology, games that connect to the date numerology, the picture riddles that I see on the surface. But I'm not doing the deeper analysis. I'm not going in and looking at the pitcher splits and their career wins and losses. So that's going to be up to you. But I'm just hoping that by giving you these notes, you'll be able to look at these games and go, okay, there's a game I'm interested in. Let me see if I can connect the rest of the dots here. So, gonna chill this weekend on baseball and the live streams, and then we're gonna come back hard Monday. And yes, I realize there's college football games this weekend. You know what? You can watch and observe this weekend. I'll be posting the date numerology. Pay attention to date numerology and scores and outcomes in Team Gematria. Again, a big part of my mission in this work is to help teach you guys how to do this in case, I'm ever cut off. I've been cut off before. If I get cut off, you're going to want to know how to do this yourself. So I teach you at a very low price, and the point is to learn to fish on your own. So I'll only be leaving you for a few days, and I'm not leaving you high and dry. I'm going to be posting the notes each morning. I'll probably post them at night, late at night, just so you have time to look at it by the time the games are over, because then that's when I can plug in the numbers. But yeah, I'm just thinking today, Saturday, Sunday, chill, come back hard Monday. Monday, I'll put out the packet with all the analysis that we'll be able to use all season that should make this NFL season, it should make this NFL season so much easier to code and so much easier to pick up on the overarching patterns. And I want to have everything ready to go by Monday. I know if I chill on the live decodes for the weekend, I'll have plenty of time for Monday. And there was a guy who called in this week and asked for me to do a boxing match for this Saturday. I'm just going to do a separate post on that, and I'll put it up with whatever analysis I can come up. So I'll post that on the Patreon as well, because a guy did call in this week and he asked if I'd do that, and I said I would. But I want to dedicate my time and energy this week to figuring out what's going on in the NFL. So we got a call here. Caller?
Hey, Zach, what's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, because you remember you told me to remind you for the boxing for tomorrow?
Right.
Kovalev, the heavyweight. It's going to be in Russia.
Right.
Are you going to decode that today?
Oh, I bet you're on time delay. I bet you're on time delay because I just said that I'm going to put up a post for you for the person who called and asked me to do that earlier this week. So if you watch the live stream, I'm about to say that. Yeah, I will.
All right, for sure.
All right. Yeah, take care, man. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I see that takes a couple days off. Can I ask you one favor? Can you decode the Florida-Miami game? It's tomorrow, and it's the first game of the season.
Yeah, Florida-Miami. Yeah, I can do that.
Yep. I've seen some stuff, but I don't want to say it. I want to see if we're on the same page. But, yeah, if you could decode that today. So that's the only regular season game for college football. It's another one, but it's unranked. But that's the top 25 game, Florida-Miami, and that's always a battle in Florida where I'm from. So
Yeah, we can look at that.
all right, man. Thank you.
All right, welcome. No problem. Okay. So here, let's just skim over baseball real quick. I'm going to post notes like this each day. So date numerology today. It's 70, 43, 25. Primary methods, lesser date numerology is 50. Day plus the month's 31. The 25s, the games where the 25 could play, the Braves can stay on 25 away losses. They're facing the Mets. The Mets are red hot right now. Mets come in with 67 wins. We know Braves is 67. They also come in with 37 home wins. Atlanta Braves is 37. Their next loss is 22. Braves is 22. The Marlins can stay on 25 home wins. That would be them losing to the Phillies. And Miami can also pick up their 43rd loss versus the AL East. So I'll put both these notes together. So that's encouraging that you got the date numerology on both sides right there. Caller?
Hey Zach, so sorry. I know you're on sometimes we're on delay here, but I just got to the point of what you're saying about posting. Can you also, when you post, what I've been trying to do the last couple of days is pick the winning score for some of these MLB games. Like yesterday, I hit on Tampa Bay. I think you all say Tampa 25 or Tampa Bay Rays 25, and the score was 5-2. So
Right.
Post, can you put some of those? Like I think you said the Mets hit on the 57 a lot.
Well, remember, every day I link this thing, the MLB cheat sheet, and it has everyone. It has all the gematria up here. So every day I link that in the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
My fault. I'm just always just listening. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
make sure everybody you check the description each day because I link these things that you guys can use to get more information. So, all right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, you're already on it. Thank you.
All right. Welcome. Yeah. So make sure you check the description of the video because that's where I post all the information in case you got to go back over the notes. So, and again, I mean, you study those sheets, you might pick up on something that I've been overlooking all this time. I mean, I don't mean to overlook things, but you know how it is. You get a few sets of eyeballs and you look at something, somebody might observe something that nobody else ever did. So, okay. Let's see. So the Marlins can stay on 25 and pick up the 43rd loss because we got 43 date numerology as well. 43rd loss in the NL East. And by the way, with regards to that 43, Philadelphia Phillies equals 191, the 43rd prime. Just like how New York Yankees equals 191, and the Athletics got their 43rd home win yesterday by sweeping them. Okay, the Rockies game, they can stay on 25 away wins, but the Cardinals can also pick up their 25th home loss. And typically picking up the numbers stronger than staying on it. And remember what we said yesterday about this. The Cardinals look good to win. And I thought there was a good chance that the Cardinals might just win 2 in this series. It doesn't have to be that way. They'll no doubt get to 38, right? Because we know that's a given. But yesterday I was saying that if the Cardinals won yesterday, which they did, maybe it would follow the date numerology for 2 games. Like the Cardinals get their 25th loss on the 25 date. St. Louis is 25, by the way. Let me make sure that note's there. St. Louis equals 25. And maybe they pick up the 26th loss on the 26th date, and then the pattern might break Sunday, and maybe they'd get the 38th win there. Because I don't see how the Cardinals don't get their 38th home win against Colorado. It could even come today, but the date numerology does go against the Cardinals today. So, and again, you can look deeper. You can look at Peter Lambert's wins and losses, Jack Flaherty's wins and losses. So, you guys know how to do this. And again, I feel bad. Trust me, I feel bad because I want to be here every day doing this, but I realize like football's almost here. I'm not done with my goal yet. I haven't really given it the thorough, thoughtful analysis I need to, so I need this weekend to do this. So I'm still working for you. It's just not going to be as thorough on the baseball, and a lot of you want that anyway. And then Kansas City could be an upset today. They would get Cleveland. Kansas City could pick up their 25th win in the AL Central. Now, keep in mind, if Kansas City gets swept by Cleveland, which isn't out of the question, they could also pick up their 47th away loss, and Indians is 47. So, I do some more research on this one. Junis with a win today, though. He would be 9-11. Indians is 1-19 in reverse. Plesac at the same time could get to 7-4, like 47 in reverse. Indians 47. So you're going to want to do more on that. The pitcher riddles today. Whoops, hit the wrong thing. Or hold on, I skipped some things. With regards to the 43, Baltimore, they could stay on 43 losses versus the AL East on the 43 date numerology. Remember, if the Orioles win 2 in this series, they will get to 43 wins. Tampa Bay Rays is 43. If the Rays only won 1 of the remaining 3 games, they'd get to 42 wins. Away wins, Orioles is 42. Miami today. Miami can pick up their 43rd loss versus the AL East. and they can stay on 25 home wins. Again, we talked about that with the Phillies. The 70 path, which is the path I'm least crazy about, it's still something to keep in mind. It does play sometimes, especially if you can find strong riddles with a few other things. The Nationals could stay on 70 wins today, and the Cubs could pick up their 70th win. That goes against Lester getting his 107th career loss, because remember, Washington Nationals is 107. But like I said, Sanchez could also fall to 7-7, and as we know, that's a big number with DC. The game's not in DC, it's in Chicago. Chicago is another city with a 77 connection because it's divided into 77 neighborhood areas. So that makes that pretty dicey. I would look deeper at those pitcher stats. Dave Sclafani, if he won today, he'd improve to 9-7. 97 is the 25th prime. You have a 25 date. Dave Sclafani could also fall to 8-8, and as we know, Pirates is 88. Scherzer yesterday had a chance at that 88th loss, but instead he went the 10-5 route. The Reds' next loss is 67. Pittsburgh 67. Let me think. Pirates come in with 26 home wins. Reds is 26. Reds is also 28 if they could win 2. And again, remember to use this cheat sheet. So like Cincinnati Reds also has the Gematria of 79, which is the 22nd prime. Mitch Keller could improve to 7-9, or excuse me, 2-2 for season. Cincinnati Reds equals 79, 22nd prime. Let's see. DeGrom today could also improve to 9-7, like 97, the 25th prime on the 25 date. Let's see. Junis and Plesac, again, you can make an argument either way. The Royals do have the date numerology in their favor. I don't see the riddle with Velazquez win or lose, but the Phillies do have the date numerology on their side. If the Phillies win 2 out of 3, they'll get to 68 wins. Miami Marlins is 68. If the Phillies didn't win anything, they'd stay on 45. Phillies is 45. If they won 1, they'd have 26 home wins. Philadelphia is 101, the 26th prime. So Suarez could fall to 2-5 on the 25 date or improve to 3-4. Los Angeles Angels is 139, the 34th prime. If Greinke got upset, he would be 3-1, that big Houston number. Houston 31. Just like how yesterday Houston improved to 3-1 at home versus Detroit. So let's see. This Verhoeven for Detroit can fall to 3-3. Tigers 33, number they dish out a lot. I guess I do see someone with Peter Lambert. Let me see. Where would that go in order? So Lambert, if he lost, they have the date numerology though. Lambert could fall to 2-4. Colorado Rockies equals 89, the 24th prime. But again, the Rockies got that date numerology in their favor. Rodriguez could get his 15th win of the season. San Diego's 47, the 15th prime. And when you write out 15, it equals 38 like San Diego. Make that note here too. Whoops. let's see. Paddock could fall to 7-7. Boston and Red Sox are 77. Paxton's another pitcher that could fall to 9-7 today. 97, the 25th prime. Ryu could get his 13th win in LA. LA's 13. Just thinking about the wins and losses here. If the Yankees won 2 in this series, they would get to 36. Dodgers is 36. So it's going to require some more research. Trent Thornton can fall to 4-9 today. Blue Jays is 49. Washington's 49. Washington State, where the Mariners play. And just thinking about where this could go this series. Blue Jays come in on 52 wins. But that 49 definitely plays with the Blue Jays. So just even on the surface, I mean, there's some reads that look not bad, and if you look a little bit further, you'll probably find more fruit. I guess what we can do today is, again, I am going to take this weekend off, but I'm going to post notes like this each day for the baseball games, the surface level riddles to give you a head start, remind you what the date numerology is, remind you about some of the key numbers. And again, I'm going to link, of course, the posts that will give you all the information for the team name and Gematria that you can use every single day. But again, I'm going to take this weekend off in it, besides doing that, to finish the football work so that we can be ready to go with our presentation Monday. Monday, I want to be a big NFL day, and I want to have everything ready by then. So we have time to think about it before the season starts, because September 5th, it's not too far away. It's creeping up on us. So, football will be the focus this weekend. I'll be grinding on that, so it's not really like I'm taking days off. I'm still working for you guys. It's just not through the live stream. But before we go today, let's just do the boxing match together for more practice as a group, and then we'll also look at the college football game that the caller phoned in about. So we'll make a post for each of these, and I will post them. So I'm going to set up the new post here for the boxing match. Boxing, August 24, 2019. Am I on the right day here? There it is. Kovalev. This is the one he wanted, right? All right, let's see here. I want more information on this fight. So it's a title fight. All right, hold on. Let's see what it says. WBO light heavyweight title holder Kovalev and mandatory challenger Yarde are officially set. Caller?
Hey, before you do that, Zach, did you do the preseason NFL game for tonight?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay, well, I see that what I see is a low-hanging fruit. Today is 43-day numerology.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
And, what is it? Bruce Arians could get his 14th preseason loss, 43 to 14 spot.
Okay. Football's 43 too. So.
And then Florida equals 43. And they playing in Tampa Bay. So.
All right. All right. I'll scan these preseason games real quick here too for today. Yeah, we just got 2 games.
It's only 2 games. They both televised too.
Okay. Yeah. Here, I'll do this real quick too. This will take a second. See if anything goes.
Yeah,
with the coaches.
I didn't mean to call you, man. I know you focused right now. I just wanted to remind you.
All right. All right, see you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Browns coach, he's I think it's his first year doing preseason because he replaced the coach midseason. So he's 2-0. Freddie Kitchens, 2-0, and he's facing the Bucks. I forget what their Gematria is. Buccaneers. 2-0. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Cleveland. Who's playing Tampa Bay? So Bruce Arians 10-13. Yeah, he could get his 14th loss on a 43 day. This is true. Browns. Cleveland Browns. Just thinking about. And 13. Yeah, I haven't seen if the date numerology tracks through the prime number relationships in the preseason. We did see last week 2 coaches were going for their 35th win on a 35 date. They both got it. That was Harbaugh and Gruden. Prime's usually tracking most of our decodes, so it is a thought. It could be that way. I'd like to see a team connection to those numbers. Browns have the 91 connection, which is the 13th triangular number. And he's on 13 losses. Here, let's see the Bills and Lions real quick. McDermott's 5-5. And Patricia's 1-5. We do have the 25 date numerology if you improve to 2-5. But those don't those numbers don't connect to the team name. So if the Lions won today, they would be 1-2. Detroit's 37, the 12th prime. Here, I'll add these preseason notes. Where did I? Hold on. NFL preseason notes. All right, Bucks coach could pick up 14th preseason loss on 43 date numerology, 43 14th prime. So it is an observation. And Lions coach could improve to 2-5 in preseason on 25 date numerology. Lions would improve to 1-2 in preseason. Detroit equals 37 12th prime, so okay. And yeah, neither of those riddles are knockout riddles to me. Again, where we've seen things be perfect is where the record can become just like the team. Like last week, there was those 2 games. One coach could fall to 3-7. Los Angeles is 37. He was the coach of Los Angeles. He did fall to 3-7. He was facing the Saints. Saints also equals 37. And then we also saw Zimmer that day could get his 19th win in the preseason against Seattle. Seattle's 19. So I like that better. But if I was going to pick these preseason games, and I probably wouldn't, but if I would, I probably would go with that 43-14 hunch. And the possibility of Patricia sinking with the date numerology here. So, but still, I'd wait for those ones where it lines up perfectly with the team. like yesterday, the best one by far yesterday was the Panthers and the Patriots. Getting the 16th loss because both teams had the 53 connection, Carolina and Patriots the 16th prime, plus it was a clear Tom Brady tribute if the Patriots won, which they did, becoming 46-35 in the preseason under Belichick. So, okay. All right, so let's go back and look at this boxing match here. So it'll take a minute. If you've never seen me decodified, it takes a minute. But you guys will have this post. So I will put this information in the post. Kovalev is 33-3-1. So 33 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 28 knockouts. And he's going up against a guy who's undefeated, 18-0. And it looks like he might be a young black man, so I do wonder about him becoming 18-1, like 181, the 42nd prime. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up?
Hey, I think it's a good idea, man, that you take a break, It's good that you take care of yourself, I know you do a lot for us, but I wanted to get your take on, for the Super Bowl, with the 46 thing with Brady yesterday. What do you think about him going to the Super Bowl and losing and falling to 4-6 in Super Bowls?
It is possible, and that's why I really wanted to see Brady retire after this last offseason, because, that narrative is there. It would also be the Patriots' 12th Super Bowl, and of course, Tom equals 12, and he wears the number 12. So it is something we have to consider because he's still here. And that's why I need this weekend to really analyze all this information that I put together and see if I can pull the rabbit out of the hat. So
yeah, a bunch of us in the chat were talking about, like months ago, about how it's going to be a 12 versus 12 Super Bowl. There was like a 144 connection that we were decoding, and so we're thinking it's going to be Packers and Patriots, and Brady loses to Aaron Rodgers, or it could be Luck versus Brady, and Luck wins against Brady. So
well, that couldn't be the Super Bowl. That would have to be the AFC Championship.
Oh yeah. So then it would have been Colts and Packers.
The Super Bowl's 144 days after Luck's birthday. I know that.
Yeah, so those were a couple of the teams that we were looking at. So yeah, man, take some time and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? That's what's most important.
Well, trust me, it's not like I'm really taking any time off. I have a lot of work to do this weekend, so it's just that I realize I can't.
The grind never stops, right?
Yeah, I just realized I can't do the 4 or 5 hour live stream and get the thing done by Monday like I want. If I do, it'll be half-assed, so I want to do it right. So.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Later.
And the other thing is we've had a really great week, so let's not be greedy over the weekend. I know you guys want to keep it rolling, but just a lot of you guys can just sit back and say, man, this was an awesome week. So, hold on, we got another caller here. Caller?
What's up, Zach?
Hey.
For that Cubs game you were looking at earlier, one thing that could happen, the Cubs could get their 70th win while the Nats stay on 70 losses on 70-day numerology.
Right, yep.
Cubs is 45 in the English ordinal and can get their 45 home win today.
Right.
John Lester, he's 10-8 currently. I know you said he could get the 10-7 record, but if he becomes 11-8, John Lester is 118 in the English ordinal. That's
a good point about John Lester. Yeah.
Right.
My biggest concern with Lester is that he could get his 107th career loss because Washington Nationals is 107.
Right.
But the Cubs have been following this date numerology path here for a minute. So and DC pitchers going 7-7, that happens a lot too. So if you're filling the Cubs, by all means, write it. The riddle is there, but still just beware that the fact that Lester could pick up that 107th career loss.
Very true. Very true. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care, man. Okay, so let's try to put this boxing post together here. You guys are welcome to call in and ask about other things while we do the decode on these couple games. Or a football game and a fight. If you got here late, we're doing things a little bit different. Today, I got to get this guy's birthday. Sergey Kovalev birthday. But, oh God, his birthday's 4/2 as well. I was just saying that about the other boxer, right? How he could become 18-1. They do these racial tributes all throughout boxing history. 181's the 42nd prime, the number stamped all over black history. Who's the most famous black boxer ever? Muhammad Ali, 42. Caller?
Hey Zach, for the box, see the records on you type in Kovalev's name, his full name, and it's BoxRec, so BoxRec. It's like abbreviation for box record. You can see all his records in the previous fights he's been in.
Yeah.
You can see his rank and everything.
I'll do that, man. I'll do that. I'll get all that up here. I'm going to build this post.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Caller?
Hey, Zach.
What's up?
Hey, I want to put out there, like, on Cub and watch the game. Like, when you were saying, like, the pitcher, he could follow 7-7, they go ahead 90.
Say that again?
I said the pitcher for Sanchez, they go ahead 9 equal. 7-7 on a watch the game.
Yeah, he could become 7-7. His name equals 77 too?
Yeah.
All right, good observation. Good observation. Appreciate that. Thank you. Here, let me just plug in these names real quick so people can see this. He's saying Annabelle Sanchez equals 77 to that big number in DC. Maybe the last name? Sanchez is 76. Maybe Annabelle's 77. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe his full name? Hold on. Let's try out his full name. 87? Maybe it was a typo. So, yeah, the other caller pointed out that John Lester equals 118, and he could improve to 11-8 today. Again, just the one concern is Lester's next career loss is 107. So, all right. Yeah, be careful with your spelling. Or you could have been using a cipher other than the ones I use. It's possible his name in another cipher. I just like to stick to those base ciphers, though. You start using all the ciphers, you can probably put together any picture you want to put together. So, all right, coming back to this fight here, let me close up some windows real quick. So Kovalev, born April 2nd, and the Anthony Yardy, is that how you say his name? Let's see here. So it's just after his birthday. He just turned 28. Magic number, big boxing number there, 28. All right, let's see. 28's a perfect number, too. He's trying to stay perfect. Let's see. All right. So the fight from April 2nd, 2019 to August 24th, 2019 is 144 days. The fight is 144 days, a span of 145 after Kovalev's birthday. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Jack? It's me, Joe P. again. I got some numbers on the Cubs. You mind if I share?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was looking at it, and I think the Nats are going to split it. Well, not split it, take 2 or 3, because, like you said, Lester will get his 107th loss, and the Washington Nationals equal 107. They're in Illinois, so I looked at the head-to-head Nationals against the Cubs. Right now, they're stuck at the Cubs have 53 all-time wins just against the Nationals, not as the Expos and Nationals, just as the Nationals. And they have 53. So if they get stuck and only win 1 game, they'll have 54. And Illinois equals 54. Then Sanchez is 4-2 against the Cubs all-time. If he goes 5-2, his name is Anibal Sanchez, and that equals 52.
Oh, right.
And then, what was the other one?
Hey, something to think about, though, with that is it is a date with 43 numerology, so he could fall to 4-3 then as well. One other thing to consider.
Ooh, all right, that's a good point, too. Yeah, plus, the Nationals are going to play the Orioles after they finish the series with the Cubs. And the Orioles, Baltimore equals 58, and they'll be stuck with 58 losses
There you go.
if they only lose one game to them. And what's the other one? And I think that was. Oh, and hold on one second. Sorry, I got my computer ready. Oh, and Leicester has 71 wins against the National League. So if he loses, the Nats will pick up their 71st win, and he'll stay on 71 wins.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it could be that way.
And that's all I got for now.
Okay, good observations. I appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, yeah, welcome. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so just looking at the distance and birthdays first. Now we got to check out the name gematria of these guys. Anthony Yarde, see if there's some sort of clear scripting in the birthday distances. Let's see, Yarde. All right. Tomorrow we'll have 71 date numerology. If you write out 71 as a word, it equals 144. There's a relationship with 71 and 144. Just using the alphabetic order, 71 equals 144, because it's 144 days after this fighter's birthday. The fight is Saturday, August 24, 2019. Here, do the date numerology real quick. So 71. Uh, 44. Oh, when you write out 44 and 71 are the two numbers 1 through 100 that if you write out with the alphabetic order, they both equal 144. Just those two, first 100 numbers. So it's interesting that it's 144 days after his birthday. We might find something more to that as we decode. 26 date numerology. KO equals 16. So I wonder if we could see a knockout. KO is 11 plus 15, 26. So it might be a good day for a KO. And August 24th is the 236th day of the year, leaving 129 days remaining. All right, we need Kovalev's Gematria. Sergey Kovalev. That's his full name. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing it in that order, so I can print it out this way, so you get all the parts of his name. So let me make sure this Yardis guy doesn't have a middle name too. He doesn't. Makes things easier. Anthony Yarde. Keep saying his name wrong. Alright, so his full name. Does anything pop? Well, Sergey Kovalev is 67, the 19th prime, and this fighter who he's going up against is trying to become 19-0. So that stands out. His middle name is 71, like the date numerology. All right. 67, the 19th prime. Anthony Yarde is attempting to become 19-0. And the fight is on a 26 date numerology. And let's go over the words again that are 26 and 28. KO is 26 and 28. What is it? Boxing's 28. Boxer's 26 and 28. Punch. Just thinking, what are all of our 26, 28 words? Punch, if you use the rule for H, is 28 as well. So again, 18 and 0, 17 knockouts. Kovalev's going for his 29th KO. Anthony equals 29. All right, let me get more of their stats here. Here, let's also check out light heavyweight. What's that equal? Light heavyweight. 243. All right, we want to look at the venue. It's in Russia. Chelyabinsk. Let's see. Chelyabinsk. $109 is the 29th prime. And again, he was going for, what was his 29th knockout? We're going to want to get the name of the venue it's at too, besides just the location. The name of the arena. Let's see. 29th prime. Kovalev going for 29th KO. Let's make this bigger. $36. It's going to be his 38th fight, and the other guy his 19th. Kovalev is 36. How old was the other guy? The guy's 28. 28. Again, I should make this note. 20. If you guys don't know, 28. Here's a lesson everybody has to know about perfect numbers. The first two perfect numbers are 6 and 28, and then the next one's much bigger. It's 496. And look at the word man with the alphabetic order. Man's 28, and in the Bible, mankind's made on the 6th day. And if you write out the word number in the most pure cipher, it's 28. And look at how many letters are in number 6. You know, and numbers are perfect. So he's trying to remain perfect at age 28. So that's important. I imagine this would probably be his last fight at 2019 as well. So Sergey Kovalev does have a name that leads to thinking he could become 19-0 against this fighter. I just worry about this guy falling to 18-1, so I'm going to keep looking just because 18-1's like 181, the 42nd prime, the number coded all over black history. And again, Muhammad Ali, 42, most famous black boxer. Fight's also on the 24th, the reflection of 42. For the 36-year-old Kovalev, it's the first defense of the title he regained on February 2nd So, okay, that's why we're going to go back and look through the history. So that fight was on the 33rd day of the year. And this year, that was a date with 43 numerology, 23, and 16. So how many days is it from that fight to this one? February 2nd, 2019. 203. It's 29 weeks as well. 29 weeks. He's going for his 29th knockout. Was it about 29 again? He's going for the 29th knockout, and the fight's in this. Okay. All right, here we go. This website's the best for boxing stats. You know what's interesting? What's really interesting about this guy? God, what if you got a first round knockout? What if you got a first round knockout tomorrow? Notice how he's fought 162 rounds, and his next fight is his 38th. 163 is the 38th prime number. So the chance of a first round knockout is there. And that would set it up where it would be possible for in his 39th fight for it to end in the 4th round, because 167 is the 39th prime. So that's really interesting right there. It doesn't have to be that way. It's not a guarantee the fight's going to end in the first round. We saw a possible... There was a fight recently, big favorite versus a big underdog, and we saw that if the fight... We came up with 3 scenarios where the fight could end in the round, and it was one of those 3, so it paid well, because if you bet on all 3 of those scenarios and one of them hit, the payoff was going to be good, so people made money on that. But it is possible. It would be perfect if in his 38th fight, if it ended in 1 round, the 163rd round. Kovalev. But what I was saying is the last time we looked at that, one of the scenarios was how the bout could sync up with the rounds, and it ended up not being that scenario. But it was one of the other 3 we pointed out. I think it ended in the 2nd round, that fight, and there was a big 2 connection, and a lot of that guy's fights had ended in the 2nd round, if I remember right. 38th fight, and if it ended in round 1, it would end in his 163rd round of fighting. And 163, 38th prime number. Just like how Colorado Rockies equals 163, Colorado 38, 38th state. So anyway. That stands out. He lives in Florida. Okay. So that is definitely jumping out. And I'm sure it pays big odds for the fight to end in 1 round. So you might want to see, probably wouldn't even have to bet. You could probably bet $5, and if it happened, it'd probably pay a bundle. His last loss was July 11th, 2016. All right, here. First, I want to get this venue right here where it's at. It's at the Tractor Sport Palace. So let's see. Okay, 229 is the 59th prime, 257 is the 55th prime, 113 is the 30th prime. I don't remember seeing those numbers syncing up with anything, but I'll just jot it down here. Those numbers could end up showing up, but so far they're not standing out. And let me just see what we get for this. I don't know if this is how they spell it in other nations, but in the U.S. we spell it with a Z. Organization. 227, the 49th prime. What was this prime? 547 is the 101st prime. 101 is the 26th prime. Remember, if a number is even, it can't be prime. Only odd numbers that don't end in 5 can be prime. All numbers that end in 5 are divisible by 5. Okay. I guess I'll just put it down just in case there's something to it that comes up. Okay. Alright, so let's go back and look at how long it is from his last loss, which was July 11th, 2016. What is it about that day? Leaves 173 days left in the year, the 40th prime. So let's go back. So he would have been, his birthday is April 2nd. To July 11th, 2016. It was 100 days after his birthday, or his 101st day of his age. And who did he lose to? Isaac. Let's see if there's anything with this guy's name. Isaac Chilemba. There's that 163. The last fighter he lost to was a Chilemba whose name equals 163, so I'm just going to note that. Just like how this first round is going to be his 163rd round. Is that how you spell it? Chilemba? Yeah. May 17th, so he was a younger man too. Let's go back. He's born on the 137th day of the year. So that year the fight was 55 days after his birthday that year. And normally there's connections in the birthdays from the distance to the fights. I guess I got all of his numbers already up here. Okay. Caller?
Hey, Zach, for the fight, that's a W when he won against that fighter for Chilemba.
Say it again?
I think the last fight, that fighter that you mentioned, that was a W because it has a green on it, a green box.
The red boxes are the lost.
Oh! All right, man. Thank you for all right. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, man.
No worries.
All right, my fault, you guys. My fault. That's incorrect. I was thinking that was the loss right there. Yeah, it's right over here. I'm looking at the wrong side of the screen. Okay, let's fix this. All right, so that is incorrect. And let's see now. Let's get this right. So his last fight was this guy. I see, and then he beat him in the rematch to regain the belt. That fight was August 4th, 2018. So, August 4th, 2018 to 355 weeks. That number comes up again. Title. Defense. $55 weeks. All right. His last loss was August 4th, 2018 to this. From that fight to... What is it about 55? I know there's something I'm forgetting. It's gonna bother me. Boxing. Boxing 71. You got the fight on the 71 date numerology. Boxer 71. There is something about 55 I'm forgetting right now. From that fight to this fight is 55 weeks. Let's see what this guy's name equaled. That guy's name was 71 too. What did you say? Boxing 71, boxer 71. So that guy's got the perfect name for a boxer. And now he's fighting on a 71 date numerology. There is something I'm forgetting on 55. Maybe one of you guys can come up with it. It'll probably come back to me before long, but I know there's something about boxing in 55 that's just not coming to my brain right now. Okay. So, his birthday is April 2nd. So let's see how that lined up that year. Caller?
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
Hey, man.
The Falcons, they're going to be playing 5 games. Their next preseason game is going to be against Jaguars.
Okay.
So they pay that extra Hall of Fame game, so they're going to play 4 games regular preseason.
All right, good work, Izzy.
Another thing, Trump, he put a executive order. So MLB players, they're banned from playing in Venezuela Winter League. That's something you might want to look into.
The MLB commissioner did that?
Well, they're gonna comply with the order. MLB is gonna ban all players from participating in Winter League activities in Venezuela.
Okay.
So they have certain, mini Caribbean leagues and championships between Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico. So they're gonna prevent the teams from the Venezuela teams. From major league players from playing on those teams.
Okay.
Also, the Open game, I told you that it was played in Winnipeg, Canada.
Uh-huh.
So they did that in order to save money because currently they're going to be, Oakland Raiders are going to be moving to Vegas. So they're currently renting the space right now. So they had 3 months to prepare for the Winnipeg Stadium, and due to poor conditions, the game was played in an 80-yard field.
Okay.
So 80 yards. Isn't that comical?
That is interesting.
3 months to prepare.
Yeah, there's obviously some ritual to that. Huh.
Okay. And one last thing. You remember when there was the Super Bowl? The undefeated Patriots played the New York Giants.
Right. Yeah, of course, Randy Moss team.
So the Giants won. It happened again. A repeat happened again of the New York versus Boston, and it's kind of that ritual between baseball. Remember last season also the Red Sox won, right? And
Right.
the Patriots won, right?
Right.
So now come to the courts. Tom Brady is in the courts, and he wanted to register the name Tom Terrific. And guess who happens to have that also name, Tom Terrific? But it's not registered. But he wanted to get the trademark, Tom Brady. So he applied for the patent. But actually, there's another player in New York from the New York Mets that happens to be a Hall of Famer who has the same nickname as Tom Terrific, Tom Seaver.
Huh.
So the courts decided, that name is too similar to Tom Seaver. You're denied. You get sacked. So kind of something to think about.
Yeah, good work, Izzy. Appreciate the research.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
See you. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's look more at this guy. He has not lost a fight, but let's see how his last fight syncs up with this one. Again, he does have the perfect opponent to become 19-0 against, because the opponent's name is 67, the 19th prime. And again, he is 28 years old, a perfect number. Caller?
Hey Zach, for the belt they're fighting for is a WBO. So when you spell the WBO and then the whole thing is the World Boxing Organization. I've seen couple of 555s in there. If you write out the boxing belt.
World Boxing Organization, just write out that?
Yeah.
Just World Boxing Organization, nothing else?
Yeah, and then you can put light heavyweight because it's for the light heavyweight, and also if you abbreviate the WBO too.
Let's see. World Boxing Organization. Okay.
I don't know if you see any numbers there that'll probably jump out.
Well, so far not for this fight. Let me see what WBO is alone. Should I write out World Boxing Organization light heavyweight?
Yeah, you can do that too.
Is it what's the official title? Light heavyweight champion?
You can that mentions up too, like the championship. You can put champion.
Well, I want the official, what they officially call the person who's the champion. All right, yeah, I'll keep chipping away at it here.
Yeah, I'll update you on it.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
Okay. So this guy, his last fight. Oh, I got the wrong. Whoops. I want his. His last fight was. Kovalev got his 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year, right? That was the riddle with the last fight, picking up the 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year, February 2nd, to become the champion. Champions 137, the 33rd prime. So that's where they went with that one. This guy last fought March 8th, 3-8. And now he's fighting Kovalev in his 38th fight. And we saw that if it did end in the first round, I gotta find a website that, let me see. Round 5. Alright, hold on. Alright, let's do this first. So March 8th to today, 169 days later, WBO we just saw was 13. 169 has a square root of 13. Let's see the opponent. All right. Yardy's last fight was March 8th. And 169 days before this title fight. 169 has a square root of 13. WBO's 13. 13 didn't apply in any other way, did it? Okay. So he's fought 51 rounds. Champion is champion's 38. Championship is 58. Champion. In light of his last fight being March 8th or 3/8 like 38, the word champion sums to 38. For Kovalev, his opponent, it will be his 38th fight. And it looks like this guy on average makes quick work of his opponents, because if he has 18 fights and only 51 rounds, if you multiply 18 times 3, it's 54, right? So his average fight doesn't even last 54 rounds. Or excuse me, his average fight doesn't even last 3 rounds. 2 point something. So it'd be one of those things if it happened in 1 round. Again, if it did last 1 round, Kovalev would have boxed 163 rounds, the 38th prime. If you do the math on his fights average just under 5 rounds. I guess I can get creative with my thinking here and see if there's anything in these prime numbers. Is that a prime? No, neither of those are primes. Okay. I do not know. It's bothering me. I can't think what. Winners 38. cannot think what the 55 connection is. I wonder if I search my blog like this. Yeah. I swear there's something about 55. All right. So it is worth mentioning, in light of this being his 38th fight, that champion does equal 38. He comes in as the champion, doesn't mean he has to stay that way. His alias is the Crusher. Let's see if there's anything with that. Crusher, you got 44 date numerology, 89 the 24th prime. The fight's on the 24th. Okay. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I just wanted to review a few points I've seen during the Raiders and Packers game last night.
Please.
Like, for instance, the date numerology, was huge. And like a caller said, they were playing on an 80-yard field. Daniel Carlson put the first points on the board. He's 24 years old, and it was a 42-yard field goal, his longest of the night. And his name, Daniel Carlson, he equals 80. Also, one thing that I thought was funny was I took the jersey numbers of every player that scored a touchdown, and for each team, for instance, like the Packers was 11, 16, 32, that equals 59. And then the Raiders was 8, 41, and 9, which is 58. So I thought that was kind of funny that both the numbers equal Freemasonry. And they also pointed out that the next time that these two teams will match up is October 20th, which from yesterday was 59 days.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
that was all that kind of really stood out. That was my first game watching, knowing everything that I know now about the law. So
Sure. And I just thought about something with the 80-yard field. If you write out 80 as a word, it equals 74, like Oakland, California, like Masonic. So that's probably part of the ritual too.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right, that was all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Great work. All right. Bye. Yeah. So this game was in Oakland with the 80-yard field. 80. Oh, you know what? Raiders is 38 too. So 80, 74. Raiders is watch this. Raiders is 38 and 74. Duh. 80, 74, 38. Raiders. How many overlaps are there? Yeah, just the two main ciphers. And then, of course, Oakland, California is also 74. So I'm sure that's the real ritual with the 80-yard field. Very interesting. And then, of course, the Packers coach fell to 1-2. Packers is 37, the 12th prime. So we talked about that yesterday. Okay, coming back to this fight. So there's nothing that's super screaming out. Sometimes there's really great alignments in a fight. The thing I'll be watching is if it does end in the first round, if it does, and again, you don't have to bet on either fighter to win. You can just bet on the fight to end in the first round. I'm sure there's huge odds on that. It's possible because of Kovalev. Kovalev did get his 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year. Usually when I see a boxing match where somebody's coming in with 33 wins, there's a really clear riddle with 33. And I'm not seeing it for this fight. I am not seeing what it is. Normally, I mean, I think every time I've ever looked at a fight where a guy came in with 33 wins, there was just some huge staring you in the face riddle with 33. He is the champion. Champion's 137, the 33rd prime. So the venue is 55, and it's 55 weeks since his last loss. 55 weeks since Kovalev's last loss. And again, the fight is 144 days after his birthday on a 71 date numerology. And a 44 date numerology. When you write out 44 and 71, they both sum to 144. So it's interesting how his birthday is lined up that way. The fact that his name is 67 is big because that's the 19th prime, and the opponent is attempting to become 19-0. Sergey's 29, and it's been 29 weeks. Let's see. Sergey equals 29. 29 weeks since he reclaimed WBO light heavyweight title. His middle name's 71. 101's the 26th prime. Hold on, I want to go back and look at the last time he lost. I think I forgot to do something. Where's that at? All right, August 4th. What's this guy's birthday? His birthday is April 8th, and he won on... And his birthday year is 84, and he won on August 4th. Hold on. Let me make sure. Alright. Yeah, I forgot to check this last time. April 8th, 2018 to August 4th, 2018. It was 118 days after his birthday, or his 119th day of his age. It was also if you did the span, it would have been 17 weeks from his birthday. If you do this, it's 71. Okay. What did he become in that fight by winning? He was 24-0 before he lost that fight. So he lost in his 25th fight, and Kovalev is 25. So his 25th fight, he went down to Kovalev. Oh, and I was sleeping on the fact that Kovalev is 38 as well, and this is his 38th fight. Caller?
Hey, I know you're doing the boxing. do you mind if I just share a couple notes on the Dodgers game tonight?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so have you heard about that story with the Eagle landing on James Paxton?
Last year?
Yeah, it was on April 5th, and it was the Mariners game. So that was 506 days ago, and that day also had 47 date numerology.
Uh-huh.
Today, the 47 could play with the Yankees in terms of the loss. You remember the Judge story as well this year. Judge equals 47. It's 38 days after the Judge passed, and the Yankees could be 83 and 47. And right now, the Dodgers lead the head-to-head regular season series 7-6. If they win tonight, it would be it could go kind of either way if they split the next two. But it could set up a 87 or 78. The last time they played in the World Series was 1978.
Uh-huh.
New York equals 78 in reverse.
Right.
It would also be the 14th head-to-head regular season. LA equals 41-14, and they could improve to 8-6, which is sort of like Los Angeles Dodgers equals 89. Roberts, the manager for the Dodgers, he can get regular season win 373, which is the 74th prime.
Right.
It's 50 days after 7-4, and the Dodgers can get season win 86 to go to 8-6 in the head-to-head regular season.
Okay, yeah, that's all making some sense. I saw.
So they enter this series with 85 wins. The last time they won the World Series was in 85. And then
who? Dodgers won it in 88.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading off some of these shared notes. So maybe that one doesn't apply. But the other thing as well, so that 506 days since that Eagle ended on Paxton, that also applies with the fact that he was the pitcher for the Yankees during the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landings. He would, with the loss tonight, fall to 50 and 33 in his career, and it's 33 days after that 50th anniversary. The blackout was 13/7, which is like 137, the 33rd prime.
I like some of this stuff just gets too abstract. I mean, I would not sync up a baseball game with the anniversary of the Apollo moon landing.
Well, the last thing though, so the other day with the Lauer-Bauer thing, I mentioned Lauer plus Bauer was 41. It was synced up to the 13, even though Lauer didn't get the 13th career win. But what's interesting today though is Paxton plus Ryu equals 89 as well. So it seems to me there's a lot of these little abstract connections going on with the Dodgers, but I just want to share that stuff.
All right, yeah, good observations.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, that series all time, they haven't played a lot of games with the Yankees and Dodgers in the regular season. If you go to their postseason history on M-Cube, they have a lot more games because they've met in the World Series plenty of times. Remember, that's the difference between this site. This site shows regular season, and this site shows postseason. I'll tell you what else I'm going to do today. Today I'm going to make a post that I want you to save with all the websites to get the information. So I'll take some time to build that post for you so that you can have a collection of sites to use to help you do your own analysis too. It's good to get in the practice. Let's see here. Series records. So all time, the Dodgers are 36 and 43 against the Yankees. And I normally like to look at regular season, but with a team like this that have met each other so many times. And by the way, how many days is it from today to the World Series? Because this could be the World Series, as we've been talking about ever since the blackout. $60 days or a span of 61. 61's the 18th prime. Baseball's 18. 1 month and 29 days. We keep seeing that 129 this year. But the Dodgers' next win would be 37 all time. Los Angeles 37. Their next loss would be 44. Tomorrow will be a date with 44 numerology. So just pay attention to the all-time series record, I would say. Dodgers could get their 24th home win all-time against the Yankees. That's another way to look at it. If they didn't win today, they could get number 24 tomorrow on the 24th. So, but yeah, I'd be watching this series big time for World Series clues. This very well could be it. Okay, coming back to this fight, I was gonna say that. Hold on, got another caller here. Caller.
Hey, Zach. With this boxing match, I think that guy Yardy might actually pull off the upset
And become 19-0. The opponent name's perfect, 67, the 19th prime.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards him knocking him out, man.
Well, I was going to say, if it doesn't happen in the first round, another great round for this fight to end would be the fourth round. That's typically where Yardy's fights seem to end, in the fourth round. And the reason I'm saying that is because then he would have fought 55 rounds. It's been 55 weeks since the opponent lost, and the name of the venue equals 257, the 55th prime. So.
Yeah, I kind of did some kind of abstract thing, but so the guy's record is he has 28 knockouts for Kovalev, right? And he has two losses or three losses?
Three,
right? But how many knockouts has he been knocked out?
I got to pull that up real quick. Do you know it off the top of your head? I got to look it up.
I think it's 2.
Hold on, let's see. Where does it show that at? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's been knocked out 2 times in his 3 losses.
All right, so if he gets knocked out again, right, he would have 28 knockouts, but he would have been knocked out 3 times. That's 283, right?
61st prime?
61st prime, which is the 18th knockout for Yardy. I don't know. It's a little
well, that's actually a good thought. That's actually a good thought. I like how you put that together.
It's a little abstract, right? And then if you look up Kovalev, right, his name equals, what is it, 57 or 67, which is the 19th prime?
67.
67, yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. There's a lot more leaning towards Yardy, and he's younger. You know, it's an upset. I think, I don't know. I wouldn't bet on Kovalev because it's not a good payout. So I mean, I might put a little bit down on Yardy.
I haven't even looked at the odds yet. What are the odds on this fight?
So Yardy was like plus 140. This is on Bovada, so he's plus 140.
So it's pretty close then. It's pretty close then if that's what he's the payout. So it's not like he's way overmatched or anything.
Right. And then Kovalev was minus 170, and I couldn't find any prop bets to bet like on knockouts and rounds or anything. It's just a straight up bet.
It depends on the site you're on. Some sites will offer you rounds. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I see in this one.
Okay, but yeah, the 67-19's been huge all year, so I mean it's a hard thing to doubt. It's right there.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, appreciate it. So if the fight did end in the fourth round, I see a scenario for the first round. I also see a scenario for the fourth round, which is right about where the majority of this guy's fights end. He would have boxed 55 rounds. So if the fight ended in the fourth round, Yardy will have fought 55 rounds. It has been 55 weeks since Kovalev lost. And the venue sums to 257, 55th prime. That's that Tractor Sports Arena or whatever it's called. So maybe not a long fight here. It probably does end in a knockout. And remember, we got knockout date numerology. We got a 26 date numerology. So what's interesting about Kovalev is, again, this is his 38th fight. If it ended in the first round, remember 163 is the 38th prime. Kovalev just got his 33rd career win on the 33rd day of the year, and the boxer he beat was the rematch, and that boxer got his first career loss in his 25th fight. That other boxer, it was his 25th fight. He got his first career loss against Kovalev. Kovalev's 25 in the most pure cipher. But, yeah, like the last caller said, I think the thing that is standing out the most to me is that Sergey Kovalev is 67, the 19th prime, and this fighter is trying to become 19-0. But a part of me just keeps worrying because if he wasn't black, I wouldn't have this thought. But because he is black, if he loses, he becomes 18-1, like 181, the 42nd prime, and we know how they code that. Look at the all-time triple-double leader, Oscar Robertson, with 181 career triple-doubles. And then the other year you had Westbrook, setting the season record at 42. Think about it. It's the workhorse stats, slavery 42. It's a sick joke. But the other thing I'm noticing right here is that Sergey Kovalev in the most pure cipher is 59. And I'm noticing that this Yardy guy made his debut on May 9th. So I want to see how... And I don't think he's ever been the champion before. So maybe there's a perfect sync right here with his debut. 224 weeks. The divisors at 84 sum to 224. Does Russia equal 84? No, Russia's 48. The reflection. But there's a relationship with 224 and 84, and we saw that when Kovalev lost, he lost on that August 4th fight. Let me get Kovalev back up here. Where was that fight at when he lost? That was in Atlantic City. He lost in the United States of America, 84, on 8-4, to the boxer born on April 8th. Let me make this other note here. Yardy made his boxing debut May 9th or 5-9. Sergey Kovalev equals 59. That's the 17th prime, but I don't see any 17s on the fight. What year was it? 2015? Where did I have it at? 2015. May 9th, 2015. To this fight is 224 weeks later. Divisors of 84 sum to 200. Kovalev lost his last fight on August 4th. Okay. All right, I'm just going to break it down like this. This is the narrative I see for the fighters. So we'll just do the narrative for Kovalev first. Narrative for Kovalev to win. Remain champion in 38th fight. Champion equals 38. Kovalev equals 38. Narrative for Yardy to win. Remain perfect at age 28. 28 is the second perfect number. Become 19-0 versus opponent with 67. Name Gematria. Sergey Kovalev equals 67, 19th prime. And, hold on, I'm going to spell right. Let's go through it one more time and just make sure something's not screaming out. I know the 28-year-old me would whoop my ass right now, and I'm 36. But I took a lot better care of myself when I was 28, and I spent a lot less time in front of a computer. Okay. So it's 29 weeks later from when he got the title. And remember, Sergey's 29. I need to add that to our bullet points here. Where did I write that out? So 29 weeks ago, he became champion. Remember, he picked up his 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year. He's fighting in Chelyabinsk, which equals 109, the 29th prime. Make sure I'm not missing anything in this venue. Okay. So the fight is at this Tractor Palace. And out of the Gematria values here that seem to matter, it's the 257. That's the 55th prime. Because he lost 55 weeks ago. I'll make a note here. If fight ends in 4th round, Yardy will have boxed 55 rounds. So... And wait a minute, there is something with 101. There is something with 101. Kovalev is 101. World Boxing Organization light heavyweight title equals 101. 26th prime. Fight on 26 date numerology. So he has the right name to hold that title. Doesn't mean he's going to hold it forever, obviously. Could pass on the 26 date numerology. Kovalev's birthday is interesting in light of the date, because the fight's 144 days after his birthday. When you write out 71, when you write out 44, they both equal 144. The fight. All right. The fight is on a 71 and 44 date numerology. And we saw his nickname, Crusher, equals 44. All right. And let's see. And also, again, boxing is 71 and boxer is 71. So, all right, so there's those things. And just going through these notes. Sergey's 83, born in 83. Kovalev's last opponent picked up his first career loss in his 25th fight, title fight, Feb 2nd, 2019. Anthony Yardy. Wait a minute. What did I just see a second ago? Maybe I didn't. Okay. So the fight's 11 days after his birthday, right? The master number, which is also interesting. I should bring attention to that. 11, the master number. I don't see how it fits into the numbers, though, of the specific fight. Anthony is 29 like Sergey. So... And it's 29 weeks since he reclaimed the title. So both of them got the 29 first names. Yardy's also 26. I was sleeping on that, wasn't I? So it would be a perfect day, actually, for Yardy to take over this belt, right? Because World Boxing Organization World Light Heavy title, which I copied straight from the thing. You know, I didn't make up that terminology. That's what they had there. It equaled 547, which was the 101st prime. Kovalev's 101, which is the 26th prime. The fight's on a 26-date numerology. And Yardy's 26. And, of course, a lot of things connect to 26. Okay. Yardy's also 28 like his age. All right. And again, this is Kovalev's 38th fight, champions 38, Kovalev's 38. If it did end in the first round, it would be a perfect riddle because 163 is the 38th prime. So that's not out of the question, but the last time I saw a fight like that, it didn't go that way. There was the possibility, but it didn't work out that way. Doesn't mean it won't this time. I suspect the fight ends in the first round or the fourth round. Fourth round's probably the more likely round. The last time that Kovalev lost, he lost to an opponent whose name equaled 71, boxer 71, boxing 71. This fight is on a 71 date numerology. Again, it's 55 weeks later. It took Kovalev 26 weeks to regain the title. I guess that makes sense because we saw how the see notes above about title 101 and 26. So it took him 26 weeks to regain the title, and again, the title has the connection to 101 and 26. His next KO is 18. The caller made the point about how you kind of had that abstract riddle that was 263 with Kovalev up above with his stats. 263 is the 61st prime, 61 is the 18th prime. It's possible. I do think this fight will end in a knockout because it's on a date with 26 numerology. And also, Yardy's last fight was March 8th. You know what? That's the 67th day of the year. Huh. March 8th. Is that right? March 8th? Yeah, it is. So that could be a clue too. And now he's going for 19-0 in his 19th fight. Okay, so again, he does have the perfect opponent to become 19-0 against. His last fight was 169 days before this fight. Square root of 13, WBO's 13. He is born on the 13th of August. Keep in mind, last time Kovalev lost, he did lose in August. Maybe there's something to August. His full name's 59, the 17th prime. His nickname equals 89. And again, his last fight was 3-8, like 38, champion 38. He's going to fight Kovalev in his 38th fight. If the fight ends in the fourth round, Yardy will have fought 55 rounds at the venue that equals 257, the 55th prime. And it's been 55 weeks since Kovalev lost. I'm gonna write here a narrative for Yardy to lose too. This is still the one thing I'm worried about with him. If he loses, he will fall to 18-1, like 181, the 42nd prime. 42 stamped all over Black history. And just case in point, Muhammad Ali 42. So. And also Kovalev is born on April 2nd, or 4/2. So, but between those two narratives, I personally am digging the upset narrative more, just because of the 67-19 thing. Caller?
Hey, one thing about this fight. So if Yardy lost, it would be, by KO rather. You would have 17 wins by KO, 1 loss by KO. and 171 is the 18th triangular. He would stay on 18 wins.
That's true. That's true.
I just want to point out the triangular relationship. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, thanks. There is a 29 theme with this fight too, and if it was this man to get the win, Kovalev, he would get his 29th knockout. Remember, both of their first names equal 29. So, where did I make the points about 29? Kovalev is going for his 29th KO. So, yeah, just to make what the last caller was saying clear, in case you didn't get that. If he got knocked out, his record would be 17 knockouts in his favor, 1 against him, like 171, the 18th triangular number. But it's the 19th fight, so... Again, 67-19, powerful pairing. Happened again today. By the way, if you missed the big news story this morning, one of the Koch brothers died. Koch Industries. Oops, I spelled it wrong. With a H. Koch Industries is 67, the 19th prime number. And we know what else is up with 67 and suspicious deaths. We just saw it with T. Grizzly the other day, too. So, yeah, you can think on it more. Those of you guys who follow the boxing narratives, who maybe there's already storylines out for who these guys might fight next, you know, there could be a clue in that. Typically, I mean, really, usually, I think this really is the first time I've seen a fighter come in with a 33 and there not be something that's just so centered on the 33. Normally when there's a 33 involved in a fighter's record, I mean, it's just front and center. So I'm surprised that's not showing up in this one. It's kind of weirding me out a little bit. But he is the champion, and this isn't supposed to say championship. Champion's 137, the 33rd prime. Caller?
Hey, Zach, did you see the story about the ex-Saints and Jets player that died? Supposedly the son murdered him and his wife.
Ex-Saints Jets player?
Yeah, it's Bennett. Barry Bennett.
Bennett.
Yeah, he briefly played like one game for like the Vikings in the last like year of his career, but he was mostly with the Saints and the Jets, and both those teams have that 54 connection.
Exactly, and the last time, so if the Super Bowl ended up being Jets and Saints, they'd be meeting for the first time in 111 weeks, the big New York number.
Oh, wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, something I talked about a couple months back. All right, I got to look into this story. That is weird.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. I just saw that online, so
all right,
point that out.
All right, appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, man.
78 through 81. Those are the years he played with the Saints. I'm not sure about the Jets. But what is that? 81 to 2019 would be 38 years, wouldn't it? The murder number? The death number? 78 to this year is 41 years. Drew Brees is going to turn 41 just before the Super Bowl. All right, I will look into that story. I'm going to post these notes for everybody to use. And, all right, I'm going to take a break on the fight for there. I really do like the 67-19 narrative. I mean, the primes are there. It makes sense. Again, he's 28 years old, that perfect number. He could be a rising star in the sport. 36 years old, you're nearing the end of your boxing career. However, we are seeing a number of guys box into their late 30s, early 40s. So, Kovalev's not the Triple G, though. He's not Triple G. Triple G's fights are always the easiest to see. I've never gotten a Triple G fight wrong. They are just so perfectly scripted. But, let's see. Yeah, if it wasn't for the 18-1 thing, I'd ride Yardy hard, but I still like his 67-19 narrative the best. So, if anything else comes up, I'll update the post. Kovalev versus Yardy, August 24th, 2019. I guess I'll just put their first names here too. Sergey Kovalev. So I will get this post linked for you so that everybody can use it. I will just do that as soon as we're done with the presentation. Somebody asked if we can look at the Florida and Miami game that's tomorrow. So a big rivalry here. Miami Hurricanes, Florida Gators, college football head-to-head. Let's see. It's been a minute since I pulled up my... Sometimes Wikipedia's... Before you use just Wikipedia and their numbers, make sure you always verify it with a second source. But here... Miami Hurricanes college football head-to-head. Here we go. Florida. There we go. Florida Gators. So they have Miami 55, or they have them 29-26 versus Florida. And what's Wikipedia got them at? All right, all-time series 29-26. So it's in agreement. Again, I would never go with just what Wikipedia says without verifying it somewhere else. Sometimes you'll see that Wikipedia does have a different record, and it's because they've included more games than... sometimes this website goes back in history. So this website goes back to 1938. You'll see that sometimes... when you verify college records, that the Wikipedia date goes back further than the year that this site has. And in that case, it's good to consider both. So, all right, 29-26. Tomorrow's August 24th. So tomorrow's date numerology. All right, let's just think. Today's date numerology is 70. 43. So tomorrow will be 71, the 20th prime, 44, 26, 51, 32, 71, 44, 26. So somebody's on 26 losses. So that's the first thing that stands out, that they could stay on 26 losses on that date. Again, staying on the number is never as good as picking up, but it could play out here. So here, let me build onto these notes. All right, Friday. Saturday. College football notes. Okay. Miami leads Florida 29-26. And game will be played on 26 date numerology. And again, who was the home team here? Florida's home. Miami at Florida. Okay, now we want to get some coaching records. It's going to be the 56th meeting. The latest meeting. They really haven't played each other since September 7th, 2013. Hold on, I gotta close some windows. I got too many things open here. I gotta save that story. All right. Let's see. from the last game to this game. "311 weeks later, the 64th prime." So let's just see, does that connect to either team? Miami, Hurricanes. Hurricanes is 64. All right, so Hurricanes got the 64 connection. Florida Gators. Florida Gators is 64. Playing each other exactly 64 weeks later. Or 311 weeks later, the 64th prime. Gators equals 26 as well. Think about this one more time. Okay. So I just want to get all my notes here. They last played 311 weeks ago, 64th prime. Florida Gators equals 64. Hurricanes equals 64. You get an idea for scores too with this kind of information. September 7th, 2013 box score, Miami, Florida Gators. Miami won that game 21-16. It was at Miami. This time it's at Florida. Okay. Florida Gators college football head coach. Dan Mullen, let's see. Dan Mullen coaching record. So for his career, he's 79-49, and hold on. Miami Hurricanes is 80. So Dan Mullen could get his 80th career win by beating Miami. Dan Mullen, Florida coach, can pick up 80th career win. And Miami Hurricanes equals 80. So that's a nice, and that's our most perfect cipher too right there. So that's a nice connection. That's his 80th career win. And with Florida, well, he's playing tomorrow. It's not the 43 date. You know what? Florida does equal 43 though, which is the 14th prime. Right, overall. Dan Mullen can also pick up 14th win with Florida. Florida equals 43, 14th prime. Battle of Florida teams. That's what makes it significant, because you have a Florida versus Florida matchup. So that's looking pretty good so far, but we got to check the other coach to make sure we don't have a big conflict. Because that does happen, and then sometimes you start going, oh shoot, well, who's more likely to get it? And I don't know anything about college football right now. I don't know who's ranked or favored in this game. I suppose I could look. Let's see who they got as the favorite tomorrow. I have not done my homework on college football this year. I see that is the... So Florida's a 7-point favorite, so they're favored by a touchdown. Again, I do not like to bet games on... I just like to bet just straight up. So I don't like to let points beat you in football. If Florida's a decent payout, just betting them straight, that's the way I would do it. But already it's looking good for Florida based on the fact that coach can get the 80th win. Here, let me check out the location of the game too. Camping World Stadium, Orlando. Orlando's 79. He comes in with 79 wins. Orlando, Florida. I'm not going to worry about that so much. All right, let's see who the Miami football coach is. Miami Hurricanes coaching record. Oh. Whoops. I just need the Miami Hurricanes football coach is what I need. Manny Diaz. All right, let's see. Manny Diaz coaching record. Is he a brand new coach? Is this why I'm having so much trouble? Why is he not coming up? So yeah, he was hired for this season. Since he's a new guy, let's just see how things line up with his birthday. March 13th, 3/13/2019 to the game. 164 days, 5 months, 11 days. 165th day of his age. Scottish Rite 165. American football credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason. I'm sure Manny Diaz is a Mason. Manny Diaz is 44, like the date of the game. So this is the only way I could see this being an upset, is just if it's some special thing for him making his debut here. Caller?
Yo, what's up, Zach? Manny Diaz, he's the first-year coach.
Right.
First-year head coach for Miami.
Right,
And
yeah.
The game is in Orlando. It's not in Florida State. The game's in Orlando. It's a neutral site game.
Right. Yeah, I was seeing that too.
Okay, I just want to let you know.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Okay, so Manny Diaz is 44, making his debut on the 44 date numerology, and it's in Orlando. And Orlando, Florida is 144, like when you write out 44. But even though he's making his debut, I still really like how nicely it lines up for Dan Mullen to get his 80th career coaching win over the perfect opponent. That's a good fit. The battle of the Florida teams would make sense for the 14th win too. Football's also 43. So is Yale, where Walter Camp went. Masonics 43. So, yeah, the only way I see Miami upsetting this game is because of Manny Diaz, if it's just some big tribute for him in his first game. But again, even that idea, I just like the 80th win a whole lot more for the other coach. The other thing that could go in Miami's favor is just staying on 26 losses on the 26th date, but it doesn't have to be that way. So, something you could do, would they play each other again this year? Let me see. Miami college football schedule. Do they play again? Because you could if they played each other again. No, they don't. Could just see when the next matchup would be. What else is it about August 24th? Whoops. Yeah. So anyway, I dig that the coach can get the 80th win. Most of college football, a lot of college sports is through the coaches. So, just thinking about 29-27. So yeah, that's what you can do if you got college football games on your plate you want to look at. And we're going to do this all season. It's just this weekend I'm taking the time to finish the NFL packet that I'm working on. And then, it should be smooth sailing from there. We'll be able to get right back into the normal groove. Look at college football, baseball. About to be a lot of sports going on, so. Okay. I will link these notes and the post on the football game. I'll continue to update the golf posts. Shoffley, who got up there, his next top 10 is his 17th. Again, Atlanta, Georgia's 59, the 17th prime. He won this tournament 2 years ago in 2017. He's one of the guys with good numbers for this tournament. He had a great day yesterday. So, see what happens. Yeah, things are just getting underway today, but I will continue to update the golf post. And look in the description of the live stream video. Give me about 5 minutes to get everything plugged in there. But I'll have all the notes for you in just a moment. Let me check this text message that just came through in case it's somebody. Okay. So I don't know if you're asking me that question, Robert. I mean, it's up to you. I'm more my philosophy is always more conservative. I'm the guy who thinks like, a dime a day adds up. So I don't always need to go for the big win. I just like to play things safer. So it looks to me like Florida should beat Miami. Now, you can pay attention to something like pregame, and you can see how the money lays for this game, and look closer to game time, because what it is now can change a lot between game time. If, you see that all the money stacked on Florida, that would make me think, well, I still like them to win the game, but maybe they're not going to cover because they don't want to pay out the bettors. If the spread's even, if more money's on Miami for whatever reason, I might be more comfortable taking the spread. But, again, the spread, Florida could win the game and not cover. So that's what I mean. If you take Florida just to win, you have better odds. Then you can't get beat by the spread, but obviously it's not going to pay out as much. So it's up to you. I mean, it's personal preference. Some of you guys like to swing for the fences every time. I like to swing for base hits. So, and again, I encourage you today to use these notes, practice. This weekend you're going to get a lot of opportunity to practice, and then come Monday, we'll be back right on course. We're going to do a huge NFL presentation Monday. I'm probably going to do 2 live streams Monday. I'm probably going to do the baseball like we normally do in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I'm probably going to come back and do the big football decode, just so it's not like a 6-hour straight live stream. So, all right. We'll leave it there. Be back. Well, I'm not going to be doing live streams over the weekend, but I am going to be posting notes. So still pay attention to the Patreon page. I'll get out the notes early in the morning so that you can work with those. I might even get them out late at night the day before. So either late at night or early in the morning, but before the games. And remember, they're just going to be surface level things, so you're going to have to dig deeper, but I'll give you the head start. All right, Truth Seeker. Till next time.